Ready? Yes. Okay. Hi, everybody. It's Barbara Boshin from CoMerchant. CoMerchant is a relisting software to help you get your Amazon listings over to Walmart. And we also have Easy Key, which is an automated keywording product that helps you get rank and sales on Amazon. Chakra?
Yeah, hi guys. I run a small company called Jungle Books. We are an accounting provider, accounting and tax provider for Amazon sellers.
Great. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We have such an exciting episode, if you will, tonight. I'm really jazzed about it. Basically, we have Scott Evanson and Justin Manor from DataSpark here with us. It's in beta still, but it is basically Keepa, if you're familiar with that product, which is huge with research and everything for Amazon. But it's basically Keepa meets like the Amazon Seller App, and maybe like Keepa on steroids. And they've agreed to give us a demo. And if you stay for the whole episode at the end, they're even going to offer you a discount. So I'm really excited. I think this is a game changer for Walmart, because if you're selling on Walmart right now, you're sort of like feeling your way in the dark, because just because it sells well on Amazon does not necessarily mean it sells well on Walmart. So I'm really looking forward to this going big and live and everything. So I'll turn it over to Scott and he can walk us through it.
And before, I think Scott sent a note here. No, it's all right. Scott sent a note here saying that you could create a free account. The link is in the chat if anyone is interested, and you can follow along. So there you go, Scott.
Yeah, totally. I put that link there, and there is a free account that will give you most of the features that DataSpark has for a limited number of use. So if you want, feel free to go ahead. I see a couple of you guys probably have already. We're getting alerts. So feel free to create an account and follow along and go get logged in if you want. Yeah, so Justin and I are a couple of the founders of DataSpark. We have another partner who's not here. DataSpark is an insights and analysis tool for Walmart's marketplace. So I'll just give you really, Cliff's notes here. Think Keepa and the barcode scanner apps that you may use while you're sourcing in store, maybe some of the functionality that you see in other tools like Jungle Scout. We're currently in beta, and the feature set that we have now is probably most comparable to something like Keepa. But what we thought we'd do is take a minute and give you a tour of our current feature set as it exists today. Feel free to, chat if you got questions or you want clarification on something. Don't be shy. We can go where people need to go if you have questions that come up. And Justin, likewise, interrupt me if I miss something cool we should make sure people know about. And then I figure after we give you a demo of kind of what exists today, we have a few other things from the roadmap that we might talk with you about and get some input from you on about things that are up and coming or that our engineers are developing as we speak. So I will go ahead and jump in. And for any of you guys that have an account or created an account, if you get logged in and you click on this features button right here, that will bring you to this page that shows you, these cards right here that can help you navigate to the different pieces of functionality that we have currently. There are probably a couple of different ways that someone might jump in and start using DataSpark. One would be if you're, on your device just doing analysis, and another might be while you're in store sourcing on a mobile device. So if you're at your computer doing research, there's a number of different views here that you might use. When I think about how you might use this, if you have a certain product or a URL to a Walmart listing or a brand that you have an interest in, either it's something that you sell or you'd like to sell, you might come here and I'll just search up top for something like Pokemon cards. And you can use the search functionality here to get into some of the more detailed product pages. It's probably a pretty broad, something with a lot of results that will come up. But this search results page right here will show, kind of a snapshot of these individual products that match your criteria. You can scroll through here and find one that you have an interest in. At a glance, you can see product images and the number of reviews and the rating, current pricing, a breakdown of the categories and subcategories where this item is listed, the Walmart URL ID, as well as a little link. The shopping cart will link you to the Walmart listing for this item, as well as the UPC and some information about when it's been updated, and this at a glance history of the price as it's changed recently. If you want to drill in and see more detail, you can click this view history button and kind of go to a different view. And this will look familiar to those of you who use Keepa, because this has a lot of insight here that you can access in a similar visual format.
I'll add one thing on here, Scott. Both these pages are getting a major facelift. We had our designer. These were just we got this to get this data out here, so you have the functionality.
Yeah.
And we have a designer that's gone through and made it all look far more beautiful and easy to use than what it is today.
Totally. Yeah, that's a good point. In fact, I'll even click over. I have that pulled up right here. Just a preview of kind of the redesigned version that is being coded up as we speak. So you'll probably have a different look and feel soon, but the data that you're tapping into will be very similar, just different navigation and probably more user-friendly view. But this is what you currently have access to in our beta. You can go ahead and you can kind of choose what you want to take a look at here in this chart. If you just want to look at the price for a given item, you can take a look there. If you want to look at the price, as it relates to the buy box, you can look at that longitudinally here along this date range. If you want to look in more detail at the buy box for an item, you can click on this data button right here, and you can see the sellers that are selling this item and at what price and the percentage of the buy box that they are winning. There's a lot of nuggets that you can dig out of here about, who's winning when Walmart goes out of stock, or is this even an item that's worth competing with Walmart on? You might have one where,
So how did you read this? If I'm reading this, Card Market's getting the buy box most of the time.
Yeah.
So Walmart has the lowest price. So is that telling me that Walmart just doesn't stock very much?
What it looks to me like, if you look back at the previous graph, is that Walmart wasn't carrying this before, and they recently started carrying it. Because you can see that blue line, that's Walmart.
Okay, sorry.
And they weren't showing up before. So I think you're probably going to see that Walmart buy box percentage go way up, and you'll see that the price, they're undercutting everybody else on there. So
yeah.
Wow, that sounds so familiar.
I know, exactly, right? Well,
I was at Amazon for 10 years on both the managed marketplace for part of it and managed 1P, and so yeah, I've been playing these games on both sides now for a while.
Well, and you guys probably get this, but the takeaway here is being able to see, like, well, this is an item that Walmart's, starting to undercut everybody on now. So, like, might not want to put, a lot of my eggs in that basket. Yeah, you might not want to
put a lot of product in that bucket.
Yeah. You can take a look here, and on this right-hand side of this graph, you can look at the sales rank in a given category. Like if you want to look at just Pokemon, you can see this product and how it ranks in that category, which is, in a lot of circumstances, a proxy for how well it's selling. Or if you want, you can click on sellers, and you can get at a glance how many sellers are listing this item, so you can get a sense for how much competition there is. But yeah, so this is you can change the date range here if you want to get really granular and look at just the week or the last 30 days or a bigger snapshot, depending on the product and how much data there is, or how how you want to look at it. You can also, if you want, I know some people prefer doing some of this analysis in Excel. You can export some of this data into a spreadsheet and manipulate it there and format it and create a pivot table and do analysis as you want. So this is kind of the snapshot of the basic search functionality in this product detail page. there are a few other views that I think people commonly use. I think often if you have a category that you operate in, we have this view called the Category Explorer that's really helpful. You know, we have people who are either sourcing a lot of products in a given category or have a, you know, looking for an opportunity in a category.
Let's look at grocery if we could.
For sure. Yeah, it's a great example. So you click into grocery, you can see the number of subcategories here in grocery, and then, you know, continuing to get more granular. And then over here, you can see the number of items in a given category or subcategory.
Right.
You know, if you click into beverages and you got coffee, there's 303 items in coffee. And if you want, you can say, hey, look, I want to go see a list of those items. And you can click into the bestsellers list. If you want to navigate to that category on Walmart.com, you can click here and jump there and go see how things are being listed there. But since we're giving you a demo of DataSpark, you know, I'll click here into coffee, and this will pull up this grid view that you'll see a lot in DataSpark right now. Basically, what you have here is, this is a view that we use to navigate a certain queried set of products, whether it's a category or a subcategory, or you do like an advanced search for some certain criteria. This is a view that we use to list the products and a bunch of details. You'll notice when you're querying a large amount of data, this takes a minute to load. You guys can imagine there's like a massive amount of data you're churning through to pull these images and all these different parameters in.
One of our other top priorities though right now is we are working on getting this faster. We want everything to be nice and snappy for you, and so it gets back in a reasonable amount of time today, but we want this to be much faster.
Absolutely, yeah. So in the coffee category, you know, we clicked here. This brings you here to this grid view. Right now, this is sorted based on the rank, and so you can see in coffee currently, this is, you know, rank product number 1, 2, 3, and onward. You can see as you scroll down, you can see these products, how they're ranked. You can look at the averages for some, you know, predetermined date ranges, and the lowest and highest rank that, you know, it has been, how many times it's increased and dropped. You can look at a glance at the current pricing and then the pricing average for those same date ranges, as well as increases and drops. And then as you continue to scroll over, you can see how many sellers are offering it, what the rating is, and how many reviews there are on that product, number of people who've asked and answered questions, unit price, as well as some stats on the last time the price changed and when it's been updated in DataSpark. So again,
if you look like on the third or fourth row, there's no, I think that's the fourth row, fourth, fifth, and sixth row are all 0 offers. And obviously it's not that simple, but that might be, if I'm looking at this data and I have like a lot of connections with coffee, or I'm a big coffee seller on Amazon, I want to start getting into it on Walmart, I'd look at something like that. And then if I go back and see what that relates to, I might be interested in, I mean, that's the way I use Keepa a lot, is I'll look at the products that I can have access to, and I'm looking at a list and I'll be like, well, only one person's selling this, even though the rank's a little high, I can do a little of this, a little of that. Might be a good option. So let's see what's
yeah,
that.
I think there are a lot of
It's just
people.
a different size of folders.
Yeah. And so if we link to this product that you say, hey, look, this is ranked. Well, I guess we can jump with one of those that was, you know, 5th or 6th. We'll say this item, and you can go look at it and say, how many sellers are there? And you can go look and see, hey, you know, in recent months, how many people are selling this, and then, you know, fewer people are selling it. There are a lot of reasons why someone might, maybe there's a different variety that's selling more, or a different size, or a multi-pack, you know, there's a lot of different items.
Price
but
dropped really low, and
yeah, I just checked out that one that we're talking about, or I looked one of the first ones, and it's available for in-store only. So there actually is not an online offer right now. So yeah, if you can source that, you would basically be the only one to offer So anywhere where it's not available for in-store pickup, you would have the exclusive one, and yet it has a really high sales rank because Walmart is carrying it in store, and so it's getting pretty good visibility. So that's a great opportunity right there. Or I don't know.
Yeah, if you can meet those numbers and add your shipping in, there's a weirdness right now on Walmart where it's $3.99 plus $17 shipping beats out a $9.99 offer with shipping. The free shipping.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, I'm hearing a lot about that on these forums. It's really interesting to see how some of that will play out as they make adjustments to their algorithm. But
yeah.
Yeah,
it's like going back in time and but you recognize all the dirty seller tricks up front. And all the, that's not a dirty seller trick, but all the oddities.
Yeah. No, I think you're right though. And looking for those opportunities where you're like, hey, this item's highly ranked, likely getting traction. It's not being sold online much. Like, I'm gonna go source that product. I think that's really what our users are after. In our updated design, I kind of navigated to this earlier, but just to touch on kind of where our heads are at and some of the things we're designing that will be included soon. We have a couple of pieces of functionality in the upcoming version of DataSpark. We have a couple of things that we will include here. These will likely be included for our paying customers, maybe not our free account holders, but identifying what these opportunities are, I think will be a big place, especially for people new to Walmart's marketplace to win. And, we got some ideas on how we might package some of those bits of information so that they're useful to you. These are some of our mock-ups, but the way we see it, helping our users to look at an item and taking into account the demand or how something is ranked or how many estimated units we think are being sold, as well as the competition with third-party sellers, as well as competition with Walmart and how often they win the buy box, and layering that in with some of these other elements that lead to profitability, like the shipping weight and the price to ship an item that we estimate, will help our users to extract all of this information and look for these opportunities and then go find somewhere to source that product and that sort of thing. So this is obviously a rough mock-up in our slide deck and not something that's built into the product quite yet, but just to kind of give you guys a sense of what we're building towards and where we are trying to design things for our users. But yeah,
they're going to need training videos. That looked very complex.
I know. Yeah. Some of it's a little, it'll take a minute. Luckily, again, we have like a really great designer. You can tell this has been designed by someone who has our user in mind, and it's very much, aesthetically pleasing and a lot more simple in terms of how you navigate and click into things. But yeah, I have a couple of other views. We have our advanced search view. Maybe I'll take a minute and just show you guys how this works. If you have a really specific set of products that you want to try and query, rather than digging through the best sellers in a given category, if that's not how you want to go about it, you can go here and you can say, hey, look, I want to add a filter where I want to go find Lego. I want to go find Lego, but I only want the Lego that is from their Star Wars collection. And I only want it, let's see, I don't want any of the ones that are like video games. I just want the ones that are in, or maybe I want video games. I don't want the Lego bricks. I want video games. So I'm going to go and choose the video games category. I don't even know if there is a Lego video game, a Lego Star Wars video game. I'm going out on a limb here, but I'm assuming there probably is.
I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah. So then you can go and say, hey, I'm going to search for this very specific, product. I don't know the Walmart ID and I haven't found it yet, but I want to go search for it. And I can't tell if this is spinning or if there's nothing there, but you can get a sense for how that advanced search would work. I think there are a lot of people who probably will use this in that way where they say, hey, I have a really specific set of criteria for the types of products that I'm trying to source and what I want to sell that can use that. What am I missing, Justin? Is there anything specific that you think I ought to drill into? Anything? I'll talk about the barcode scanner a little bit too. I could go talk about how that would work.
Yep, I think the barcode scanner is a good place to go.
I'm over here on Walmart trying to find something for you to search.
Yeah, again, I can probably do something a little less specific, and this will work even better on the advanced search. If you just say, hey, I want to find Lego, and I want to find, you know, Lego that is in their Star Wars collection, even if it is, you know. We have a few places like this where you'll notice this simple math question, 9 + 1 = 10. And this is the same idea as a CAPTCHA. It's to keep from, you know, using automated means to gum up the system and make it so it doesn't work too well for people.
Okay.
So, you know, you'll have a couple of spots where that works, but I can go search for just Lego and Star Wars, but not a specific video game.
I'm going to give you a UPC in a second, and we'll try to find it.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah, if you want to put that in the chat, I can go search for a UPC as well. Maybe I can take just a minute and talk to you guys about the barcode scanner. I know that's tough to give you a demo of on desktop. Maybe I can hold up my phone and just kind of give you guys a sense of how that might work. I also have a link to a YouTube video where I actually shared the screen from my phone and walked through pulling up the barcode scanner. But effectively how it would work, you see here in this features menu where there's a button here that says barcode scanner. If you're on your mobile device in the browser and you log into DataSpark and you click this barcode scanner on the screen of your phone, I'll get logged in and get to that point and then just show you guys what you could expect. So you'll notice right here, I'm logged into DataSpark on my mobile device. If you click on the barcode scanner, oh, there we go, the Lego query showed up. What you'll see is on your device, you'll notice I've got like a window there that is asking me like align the product barcode within the frame to automatically scan. And then if you want, you can go ahead and I've just got like my hand sanitizer right here. I can go up and I can pull the hand sanitizer, and once it gets in frame, DataSpark will go scan the barcode and it will navigate to the detail page.
We can't see this if you're showing us this because you're still sharing your screen.
Oh,
I see what you're saying. You can see my camera. It depends. If you have the second zoom window up where it shows all of us, you can see the camera, like my webcam on my phone. But
stop sharing for a minute, Scott, and show it.
Let me do that again. I'm going to stop sharing and I'll.
Yeah, I could see the paper, the stuff you're holding up. So.
Oh, I've got like
there
6 windows open. I can see.
I know. Sorry, this is complicated. So, can you guys see my face while I'm talking?
Yes.
You can see my webcam. So, if you log into DataSpark on your mobile device, we have this view here that will pull up, and you can see I have like my camera is up, and this is the barcode scanner. If I want, and I'm in the store and I find a product that I want to go do some analysis on, I have like my hand sanitizer here from my desk. I can pull up the scanner and like it should automatically find the barcode, and then it will link to the product detail page for the item that I scanned. Like imagine you're in store sourcing right now. It should pull up the product detail page, and then you can go and you can access some of the same sort of analysis, or you can go and click view history and drill into that more granular view on this item that you scanned while you were in store, so that you can go look at these same charts that we pulled up on desktop. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, we've all used scanner apps, so we know what it's going to do.
It's pretty comparable. I'm going to go ahead and throw, I have a link to a YouTube video that shows our that shows how to get in and use the barcode scanner. I'll throw it in the chat for those of you who want to get a look at that, even though, again, that's not a really great demo for me to do here. But this YouTube video from our YouTube channel, I actually shared the screen from my mobile device, and I walked through, and you can see exactly how we use it. But yeah, here we'll go ahead and share this again so you can see. Anyway, that advanced search query that we had done, this is basically the page. I know it took a few minutes to pull this up. But yeah, then you can go and
Noah is asking if we can connect it to a Bluetooth or an external barcode scanner. Do we have to use the phone? I would
That's
imagine.
a good question. I have not used a third party or like a separate scanner.
I
But
think the phone would pair with it fine. I don't think DataSpark would care. It's just an app. I think you can
I would
pair
love
it.
offline to take a look at the scanner that you're using and do a couple of tests and just see how it works. And if not, I'm sure that's, functionality we could include, but I don't know that we've gone through that yet, to be honest. But yeah.
So what if you put type the product name up there? Can you put in a UPC?
Yeah.
Yes, you can search by UPC right here. Did you?
So I made sure it
put
was
one in the
already
chat,
on
Barbara?
Walmart. Yeah, it's in the chat.
Okay, one sec. So let me grab this UPC. So if you got a UPC that you want to search for, you should be able to just put this in here and search for a given UPC.
Maybe put a 0 in front of the 8. Maybe that didn't copy.
Is there a 0 in front of it? Here, let me try that.
No, there's not.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
UPC that Walmart said it was. There it
This
is.
one? Is this the product? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think
Just took a second.
it didn't have a 0. Yeah, so if you know the UPC, you can go ahead and search it here, and this is that same search result page where you can see all of this at a glance, or you can click view history and drill in and look at more detail. Is this an item that you or someone else is selling?
No, I just knew. I just picked one I knew would already be there, so we'd get data because there's so much that's not on Walmart.
Totally. And that's a really good point. I think we touched on this when we were first getting started. We hear from people now and then that, oh, I just use Keepa and assume that, what's selling well on Keepa would also sell well on Walmart, but you would be blown away at how different that is. And in fact, as we're digging through the data and as we're looking at opportunities, we have clients that do, arbitrage that way. And you'd be blown away at how many discrepancies there are in both directions where, products that you would just assume are selling really well on one marketplace because they are in the other, but are not.
Well, sometimes Amazon just has like a product that's selling really well in the Amazon marketplace. May have been there forever. It's totally optimized and searchable, and Amazon always preferences it. On Walmart, different algorithm, different thing,
Yeah.
So Noah's asking if it would recognize an ISBN or what else did you say? My chat keeps leaving. Hang on a second.
Yeah, mine.
Or a GTIN. That's it. I would imagine those are just as, if Walmart accepts those product identifiers, I would think they would be able to find them just as easily.
Yeah, it should. If you have examples where it doesn't, let us know.
Yeah. Those of you who've created an account or are tinkering around right now, or otherwise have used it, if you come across situations like that where, hey, I've got this identifier and I'm searching for it and it's not coming up, please send those to us, because there are always irregularities or some bug that we find. So.
But everything Scott has shown you so far, all of this is under the free plan. We just have you get 5,000 tokens under the free plan, which means you can look at 5,000 items either one by one or through one of those bulk features where you're pulling back 1,000 at a time.
Okay, so it does have that, so you can load a list of UPCs like you can do in Keepa.
So loading a full list of UPCs, that is coming shortly, where you can put a full list and then it'll pull back that list for you. You can pull them one by one right now. but you can't pull a full list in bulk yet. But that is coming shortly.
Noah wants to know if we can connect to your API. These are good questions, Noah.
We do have API access, and correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, but that's in our paid tier.
No, you still have the API access. You just within those 5,000 tokens, you just go to your account under that logout. You go to my account and you'll generate a key, and then we have all the API documentation and what all the endpoints are that you can use on that.
Yeah, so right here you click API documentation and you got all of it right here. You can go do that.
Now there aren't any ranks yet, right? You're guesstimating sales based on.
There are ranks. So we do have the bestseller rank that's out there, both the.
But that's like for like the top whatever. There's really like if you go and I pulled up that bear, we don't know how well that bear is doing.
Yeah, so we have finished our best. So we have our sales estimation logic that is completed. We'll be able to estimate it across all of that. We would love kind of help on this. We've had a ton of people help us validate that, and we've been surprisingly close of people who are the only sellers on that. And when we look it up, we've been within units in most cases. So I'd say so far we've been at least 90% accurate, and we've been really pleasantly surprised on that.
So if you went back to my bear, would we see a monthly sales estimate on that?
Yeah. So you see what Scott is showing you right now is what our development team is working on right now.
Right. I mean, that's a pretty wide range, but.
Yeah, and depending on the product.
Yeah, that's just a mock-up, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is a mock-up. Our engineering team, I don't want to, get too excited. I think last estimate we heard is this feature will be finished by Friday. We'll see, but maybe that's overly optimistic. We're pushing them to get it out because I know this is something that's really valuable. But I will say, depending on the item and the category, there are varying bands of how tight our estimate is. That's just kind of the nature of how it works. And, there will probably be some with a wide band where it's not quite as useful yet, but kind of got a team of data nerds basically digging through this and working through some, analysis to make those bands as tight and as useful as possible. So,
and not everything will have an estimate, right? Because some things are just like, sells once every year.
If it only sells once a year, we'll have an estimate on there that it sells. Our estimate is that it sells 0 in the last month, or 0 to 20. It's within that range somewhere. So yeah, we'll have out of the gate, I'd say about 80% of all the items should have a sales estimate, even if we estimate it at 0. And then here in the next, I don't know, give it 3 weeks or so, we should have estimates on the remaining 20%.
That is very exciting.
But yeah, we'd love your feedback. If you see some that's like, okay, there's no way that it's selling that. Those are the exact ones that we'd love to say, okay, I know it's only selling 200 and you guys are saying 1,000. How did we get that so wrong? Those are the exact examples we want to dig into and have our data team look and say, okay, how did we get that wrong?
Right. Yeah.
Just to clarify, Barbara, the sales estimate and this mock-up that I showed you, this is something that only paid users will be able to see.
Okay.
So free users can go and look at rank and see, hey, in this category, and use that as a proxy. If something's ranked number 1 in a category, you can know, hey, this is selling really well, and you can extrapolate. But getting, knowing just how well, or is it selling a ton, or, just happens to be the best in this category lately, this will be something for paid users. Just don't want anyone frustrated when you go create your free account and it's not showing up. But
and how can we give you data, give you feed? Tam wants to know how we can give you feedback on the app. Like, how do we get that back to you?
So two things. You can email. You can use this right here. We use Hotjar if you have kind of simple feedback you want to give us. I think once you click into here, you can actually get us some input that'll get sent through to us. So this is a piece of software that we use. I mean, you can ping us directly. My email is scott@dataspark.co. And one of the beautiful things about only, having a small number of users out the gates is you get to get on demos with us and shoot us emails and, shoot me a Facebook message. I know a lot of you guys I interact with in our Facebook communities, and I'm always on Facebook Messenger, so that's great too. But yeah, anything that you find, like Justin said, we're in this phase where the validation that we have done on our sales estimate is that we're getting very close and it's very accurate, but now and then there is an outlier in a product where it's like, okay, we missed something there. So yeah, Justin just put his email in there as well. So feel free to hit us up, and we're tag teaming this, and anything that you see that doesn't smell right, whether you got a product that has data that is wrong, or a sales estimate once we ship that doesn't look right, we will be all over that until we feel like we've totally nailed it. So
somebody asked me in the group how it's different than the Shopify app, which I know nothing about.
I went and I took a look at the Shopify app, and I think the Shopify app that integrates with Walmart is a way for you to take your Shopify products and push them to Walmart and do some analysis, but not necessarily like a broad analysis of Walmart's marketplace in a given category, or tracking longitudinal data about price or rank or sales estimate. So I think maybe a peripheral product, but not necessarily, the same.
Not really as robust. Yeah.
From what I haven't used it, to be honest and transparent with you, but I don't think it's comparable really.
Yeah. Okay. I just thought I'd ask that question since it came up. One more question. Is there any, and Noah, you might have to explain this a little bit more, any chance of having a product file scanner? I don't know what he means exactly.
Product file.
So I spoke to Scott about this before, just very quickly. When you're working with like a wholesaler, they give you a product file. The file will have like UPC codes or EANs, and then you can scan it and it'll spit out the data for the listings on Walmart, how many sellers, buy box.
So
is that you upload? Is that like my upload UPC thing, or is that somehow different?
That's the same feature, the UPC one, and that we're working on. Yeah,
coming in the future.
We actually have it complete, but there were just a couple of bugs that weren't working right, and then the developer kind of got pulled onto the sales estimates as we figured out how to crack that. So as soon as we finish sales estimate, he's back to do those final touches on that feature.
Yeah, once in a while, Keepa comes back, and I'm like, what the heck? But what I want to ask you another question. Oh, a big question.
So really, Noah, just to make sure I understand what you're after, what you want is this sort of data, but rather than clicking into a data set based on a category or something that's in Walmart, as you say, I already have this list, whether it's from a supplier or maybe even if you are a brand owner, you got your list of UPCs for your brand that are spanning different categories, and say, I want all the data for this set of UPCs. And we will have that shortly.
It's how us folks who buy from wholesalers evaluate their list half the time and see if there's any.
I've seen it different ways. Keepa has it very basic, where you just, I think you can upload up to 5,000 UPC codes or ASINs, and they'll just display the data like you have it right now, where they'll have the UPC code, and then they'll just show you all the data for that, for those items. Or you have specific product file scanners, where let's say you get a CSV file from your supplier with 3,000 items, you can upload it and then it'll spit it out, and you can set criteria like, so you would include your cost, and then you would say, only show me products that meet a minimum ROI based off of my cost and the selling price on Amazon, et cetera, et cetera.
Right, yeah, I've used that. And then we'll download the data and we'll pivot table and all that stuff. Prices, how much does this cost? What's the pricing on this? Because there's obviously features I want that cost money. So I think if people would like to know.
Totally. I had a conversation about this with Noah, and let me tell you where we're at with pricing today and then where we see it going. Because we're in beta and we know that we have a limited amount of the functionality that we will have even within the next 2 or 3 months. What we've been doing is we've been saying, hey, look, for early customers, people like you guys that are willing to hop on a webinar or talk through it, give us some feedback. We have been offering a discount code for people who are willing to jump in and use it and even sign up while we build out some of this basic functionality that really helps you guys in your sales efforts. Like off the street pricing that's listed on our website is $49 a month for our basic paid account. We have a couple of other tiers. As we develop more features, I suspect those tiers may change where we say, hey, look, you know, our basic account costs this. But in the meantime, we would love to get as many people in and using it and giving us feedback as possible. So we'd love to give you guys, you know, a discount. What we thought we'd offer is 6 months of half price off your monthly fee. So essentially you'd be paying $25 a month. That would give you access to sales estimate once that ships, hopefully in the next week. That would give you access to, you know, some of those other features, a large amount of tokens so you don't run out after, you know, doing a handful of searches. I can get you guys some more detailed pricing as that evolves as well. I know it's hard when you're early stage and we're kind of just coming to market and in beta, but that's where we're at today.
I'm going to ask this question and don't think I'm trying to like ambush you, but is there any other product like this in the Walmart world?
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think so. This is the first. I was like, whoa, it's here. I've been waiting for something like this.
That's partly why we jumped on this quickly. You know, we were looking at different ideas. We've been in e-commerce for a while, and we stumbled on this, like, wow, nobody's doing this for Walmart. And so we put this out on a few seller groups, and people immediately were just firing us up like, please, there is nothing like this. You know, we were flying blind. So we jumped on
even on Walmart. There's nothing. Can't get any information.
You know, I will say, the further we get into this project, you know, I understand why there are not a lot of people doing this yet. It's a pain in the arse. Like the data is massive and it's unwieldy and it's complicated to try and extrapolate these insights out. And, you know, we have a team of 5 engineers and a handful of folks that are really data driven, digging in and massaging the data and building our processes, and it's hard to do. And so I'm sure there will be somebody who comes in and tries to take a crack at it, but you know, we feel like today we're the only game
you've gone over all the hills and mountains, they'll come in and say, oh, that's a good idea, let's do that.
Every time we tackle some big problem or run into some issue, I'm like, and that's why no one's doing this yet, because it's kind of a pain. But anyway. Yeah,
nobody does the hard work. It's always opportunity. Does anybody else have any questions? I'm trying to squeeze them in as we were going through it so they were relevant.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Katie.
I don't sell at Walmart. I wish I do, but I am so intimidated to apply.
Oh, then let me help you. Please.
Thank you. I was about to text you. But I know a few sellers who were complaining that there are no tools specifically for Walmart. Can this offer, really a question, they're not friends, they're my Amazon friends, we chat. Can this offer be shared, or that's only for today's attendant members?
It can be shared.
Like the discount?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean,
they'll keep it open until they don't have it anymore, right? Yeah.
Exactly. We don't have like a block in place where we only allow you guys to use it. So, you know, go ahead, you can share it. Just to shoot straight with you guys, the discount that we're offering, where we're going to give you half price off of your fee for 6 months, I think once we ship sales estimate, I think we'll probably discontinue that, which is within a few days. But again, we really just want people in.
What is the code, Scott?
It's
the code.
Just half off is the code. I put it in the chat.
Oh, perfect.
So
okay.
You guys can hear my circus right outside my office door.
Means I'm under the gun to get this edited and live very fast.
Yeah. Where will the recording be available?
When will what be available?
Oh, sorry,
recording of this
Barbara,
meeting?
where will the recording be available?
Oh, I will post it on the Walmart Marketplace Seller Group, and I will post it on Amazon Custom and Exclusive. Then that should be good. I think that covers
Thank
most
you.
of it.
I'm sorry, what was the code again?
It's
Half
just
off. It's in the chat.
Half off. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, all lowercase, just half off. That'll get you half off your subscription fee for 6 months, which,
Okay.
you know, when we look at our product roadmap and the things that we will be including, we have a really robust keyword analysis tool, and we have the sales estimate, and we have a number of other really great features, kind of opportunity finder that will do some of the analysis that you would normally do manually, kind of like at your fingertips. You know, we think about people who end up getting access to that for the coming months for $25 a month. It seems pretty competitive. I know that some people are saying, hey, well, keep us only X a month. And I think right now, while we have some feature parity with what you get from Keepa, we have quite a bit of things planned and a large amount of investment and engineering work that'll go into DataSpark in the coming months. So looking forward to building all that and working with you guys to get your feedback. So.
Any more questions? Okay, well, thank you guys so much. This was great. I got a chance to see this a second time, so for me that's huge. There's a lot to take in the first time, so now I can see how I can apply it. So that was great for me. And I know you're going to get a lot of signups from this group, and when we post the video, so that'll be huge. We'll be able to hash it out and maybe leave some comments directly, or you know, in the Walmart Marketplace group, they'll probably be talking about it too.
And you know, we would love any feedback that you have. Scott at dataspark.co, Justin at dataspark.co, shoot us an email. If you sign up and you find a product that you can source, and you know you're competing and making extra sales, hit us up and tell us that too. We'd love to interview you and have you, you know, help us spread the word. So really appreciate all of your time, and looking forward to helping empower you guys to sell more on Walmart. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.